Good morning, Manitoba. I'm Larry McIntosh. I'll be host for the next hour and every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to take a moment to thank John at High Steakhouse. A while back, we had a contest, and a lucky listener of Food and Friends had the opportunity to have dinner with Shelley and I at High Steakhouse. This past Wednesday, Greg and April joined us for an amazing dinner courtesy of John and the good folks at High's. If you haven't been to High's for a while, you definitely have to go. It's an outstanding restaurant. Thanks to John and everyone at High's Steakhouse, and certainly enjoyed spending the 3.5 hours with Greg and April, getting to know them better and talking a little bit of veggies, to be honest with you. Peak of the Market is on Twitter. Follow us at Peak of the Market for recipes and Food and Friends guest updates. We have over 205,000 Twitter followers, and we'd love to have you follow us too. Again, we're at Peak of the Market, or you can follow me at Larry McIntosh. My guest this morning is Dan Chase, Director of Sales and Marketing for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Larry.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure for you to be here.
Great to be
For
here.
me to have you here is what I meant to say. I was thinking, I hated to drag you in here on a Saturday when the Goldeyes are on the road. You could have probably, slept in this morning.
Well, it's the weather's beautiful. It's baseball season,
Yeah.
so I can't stop but going all the time, and we're pretty excited about what's coming up this year.
And Shelley and I do vast research for these interviews, so I happen to know the team's on the road playing the Grand Prairie Air Hogs,
Correct.
which you want to explain how they got that name? Any idea?
And don't have a clue on that one. I have some clues on some of the other weird names in our league, but I don't know about that one.
But you know what? Sitting in Grand Prairie, they're probably wondering why we call it the Goldeyes too. So fair enough.
Sure.
Fair enough. So the team's on the road, but they're here for an exhibition series or training camp. What was that?
We've done that. We've done the preseason. We ran into the poor weather of a week or so ago, and finally the guys get out of town and head on to Texas, where the weather's going to be great, only to match ours because we're heading for some beautiful weather coming up.
Yeah, fortunately they weren't here last weekend with the snow and the winds and everything else. Good time to be out of town for them, and it's great to have the season started off. So what are you most excited about with the Goldeyes season coming up?
Well, what's interesting is that we're on this terrific show, Food and Friends, and I'm most excited about the improvements we've made to our food at Shaw Park. We've always been known as the greatest buffet or the greatest patio in Winnipeg as far as food services go in a sports facility, but we've added even more this year, and we're really excited about some of the new things that are coming to the ballpark this season.
So tell us about it.
Well, I will. Bodego's, which a restaurant that's been at our place for a number of years, they do the Asian noodles in a box.
All right.
Well, they've expanded their operation, and they're doing chicken fingers and fries, poutine, and fish and chips. It's Fort Garry beer battered fish and chips. So they've added on.
Wow.
We've brought in Mushiro Japanese cuisine, so they'll be doing sushi and a number of other things, including something they call the sushi pizza, which we're all pretty excited to try out. Tim Hortons is in the ballpark this year, so we're going to have great Tim Hortons coffee and hot chocolate throughout the ballpark, not just at one location, but in all of our bars and at Goldeyes Grill. You can get the great taste of Tim Hortons there.
So that's the first time for that.
That's the first time
Wow,
for that.
wow, that'll be popular.
Yeah, absolutely. Clay Oven, that has a terrific restaurant in the ballpark,
Right.
will also have a satellite restaurant right on the concourse, and they're doing some samosas, some Hakka noodles, some vegan dishes, and some gluten-free chickpea dishes, and of course their naan is fantastic, and they have the best butter chicken anywhere, so they'll be right on the concourse, so you can get that. And lastly, and this is something different, Granny's Poultry is doing turkey legs. And they've invested in a fantastic food cart that's going to be outside on the promenade every game. And these delicious turkey legs will be available. And what a great sort of feeling to be sitting at a ball game chomping on a turkey leg. I think that's just fantastic.
So this will be outside the ballpark on the way in? You get it?
Yeah,
Okay.
on the way in, you get it and take it up. Put
great.
some of their original barbecue sauces on them if you're so inclined, and it's going to be great. So not only do we have all the great food vendors that we've had for years and years, but adding this list to it is it's going to be confusing for our fans. I know, what do I eat tonight?
Well, Shelley and I don't get to the ball games as often as we like, but when we get to the ball games, it's fantastic. I mean, it's great entertainment, but the food, I mean, you have such a selection. It's quality. Prices are reasonable. It's a really good day out.
Absolutely, and I think I've seen you have a pierogi or two, Larry.
Possibly more than two, but
yeah, we're really happy about what we've done in that area, and we're looking forward to being very successful with better food and better beverages all the way across.
So you've chosen, since you came to the ballpark at least, but to have a lot of brand names there that people recognize, local names, versus running everything as a Goldeyes club, for instance.
Yeah, I think that that's really important because we're not really food and beverage people. We're event people and sports people. So, having the Boston pizzas and the Subways there, those brand names, but mixing them with Savala's Ukrainian food and, as I already mentioned, Bodego's and those unique vendors, I think it's a real great way to go because sure, it's baseball and it's entertainment and whatnot, but if you're going to be there and we want to be family friendly, we want to have variety and we want to have it well priced for all of our fans.
What's your favorite place to eat there?
Well, it might be someplace new, this year. Savala's. I'm half Ukrainian. The good half is Ukrainian, so I do like Savala's. They're really excellent, but it's a mixture. Everybody does a great job there, and we're really pleased.
We're talking with Dan Chase, the Director of Sales and Marketing for our Winnipeg Goldeyes, and we'll be right back after this break when you get your weather update. Welcome back. I'm Larry McIntosh. I hope you've had a chance to see our Peak of the Market Sesame Street potato bags that feature 9 different Sesame Street characters in all. We've got Elmo, Big Bird, Grover, Oscar, Abby Cadabby, Rosetta, Cookie Monster, Bert, and Ernie. So along with the characters, you'll still see the Peak of the Market logo, so you're guaranteed it is grown right here in Manitoba. So this is all our potato bags, which right now you can buy red, russet, and yellow potatoes in your local store. Lots of Manitoba potatoes still available. And we're very pleased to partner with Sesame Street on the Eat Brighter program. The Sesame Street Eat Brighter program is all about encouraging children and adults to eat more fruits and vegetables. We're back with Dan Chase, Director of Sales and Marketing for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Dan, have you seen any Sesame Street characters lately?
Well, I have. I see them every day on the Peak of the Market foul poles. That's something new at Shaw Park this year, and boy, do they look great. I'm really happy about the way they turned out.
So just as a background for our listeners, we've had the foul poles for a few years now. We had vegetables on them last year. Dan came up with this idea of putting Sesame Street characters on the foul pole lines. So we actually have 8 characters on there with the Peak of the Market logo on top with Eat Brighter on it. And I'm very excited by it. We drove by the other night. It was dark. We kind of saw the edge of them, but we haven't been in the ballpark yet.
Well, it surely does look good close up, and I think I was saying to you when we were erecting these that the weather wasn't so favorable to us, and it was quite gray and cold and windy and whatnot. But when the sun comes out and the sun hits those foul poles, they are just excellent. And I love the promotion that Peak of the Market is doing with respect to Winnipeg Harvest. And if a Goldeyes player hits one off the foul poles, Peak of the Market and its growers generously donates 10,000 pounds of fresh vegetables. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's a win-win. So we've done that for a few years last year. I think it was 2 years ago, a Goldeyes player did hit it.
Casey. Arthur,
yeah. Casey at bat.
How perfect.
I thought that was so cool. So 10,000 pounds went because he hit the foul pole line, whatever you call it.
Yep.
And this year, I almost feel a little bit guilty if they hit it, though, because it's the Sesame Street character. So.
Well, there's some space in between them, and I don't know if they're able to duck or whatnot, but we'll have to keep our eyes on to make sure that they're safe.
So we're quite excited by this. It's both of the foul poles on each side of the field have 4 different characters on it. So 8 of the 9 characters that we're using or we're able to use are on there, and they're bright and colorful. Which one isn't on there? Oh, I'm just testing you.
Oh, boy, I wouldn't have a chance, but that sounds like a contest coming our way.
It does sound like a contest, yeah. But it is very cool, and we're very pleased. And Dan and I talked about this, but I'll share with it. We went to Sesame Street, and they're great people to work with. We said, we want to do this in a ball stadium. And they said, well, tell us more details about it. And we talked about attendance and all the kids that are going to be there. But they have never allowed Sesame Street characters to be on any stadium in the world until it went into Shaw Park.
Wow.
First time ever.
Wow. Well, I'm sure they're going to be very pleased. They look fantastic, and we're actually really pleased to have something that unique at our home field.
And Produce Marketing Association magazine out of the United States is actually doing a bit of an article on it in June. So we'll have to get out there when there's fans in the stands and take some pictures. So we're very excited by it. What else is going to happen this year with the Goldeyes?
Well, the facility itself has undergone a number of changes,
Really?
including adding another patio. We've been wanting to do this for a number of years. Where the grass berm used to be down the right field line, we have taken all the grass out of there and built a 2-tiered patio that can take up to 100 guests. And there's a combination of standard tables and cruiser height tables, and it has its own food and beverage area there that you can get direct service right to this patio. Now, we're booking it, and booking it well. They're turning out to be very popular. We've already got more than 25 bookings of the 50 games that we play at home. So it'll be primarily for groups. But when a group isn't booked in there, fans who have tickets to the game can come wandering on down and sit and enjoy the game from the field level patio. It's really beautiful.
So where is this again? So I'm sitting at home plate. Well,
yeah,
I'm behind home plate.
Right. You're behind home plate. You're looking down the right field line.
Okay.
And you're looking right under the clay oven restaurant
Oh,
and the
right.
patio deck above. That used to be just a grass hill that we used for overflow seating
Right.
when we were sold out. So now it's just a beautiful structure, all cobblestone, all developed, beautiful new tables and chairs. It's more of a mix and mingle type place where you get a chance to talk to people and whatnot. You're not sitting beside them. You can move tables. You can move around and whatnot. So it's great for special events. And like I said, up to 100 guests.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we're really excited about that.
Your attendance is one of the best in independent baseball, is it not?
It is, and we continue to do that, and we're excited by that. But I got to tell you, Larry, last summer was a tough one. I mean, we had 5 rainouts. And that really affected us.
You're going to talk to me about rainouts?
Yeah,
I'm kind of affected by that, too, in our business. But
that was a tough summer last summer. So hopefully this year we'll get bright and shiny skies, just the right amount of water for our grass field and your growers. And hopefully we'll make that happen. On the other side of the field, on the left field line, we've erected a totally new playground that's got totally new structures, and it's just really, really another new feature of the ballpark this season.
We're talking with Dan Chase from the Winnipeg Goldeyes, and we'll be right back after your cottage country weather. Welcome back to Food and Friends. I'm Larry McIntosh, and it's time for our recipe segment called Now We're Cooking. You don't need to write this recipe down, as is today's Recipe of the Day at peakmarket.com and in today's Winnipeg Free Press. Today's recipe is Russian salad. This recipe has a little bit of everything in it and sounds very interesting. And here's what you need for the recipe. Cooked small shrimp, boneless chicken that's been cooked and diced, blanched snow peas, carrots blanched and finely diced. And Manitoba carrots are currently growing in the fields right as we speak, and they'll be available probably about the late July. They were set back a little bit by the cool weather and the large winds we had last weekend. Green bean, blanched, also available, Manitoba grown by the late July. Blanched and diced potatoes, and right now in your store, there's red, russet, and yellow peak of the market Manitoba grown potatoes available, so you can do that right away. Turnip that's been blanched and diced. Mayonnaise, lemon juice, salt, pepper, and paprika, and romaine leaves that are washed. And this recipe serves 6. If you're interested in viewing the full recipe, it is today's Recipe of the Day at peakmarket.com and in today's Winnipeg Free Press. You can also have recipes at your fingertips. Peak of the Market has a free recipe app with over 4,000 recipes and is available for the iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android phone, or, of course, iPads. There's lots of great features on the Peak Recipes app, several search features, including keywords like potatoes or chicken. You can rate recipes so you know next time which ones you like more, add it to a favorites list. You can add ingredients to a shopping list, so when you go to your store, you know you need more vegetables. Or you can add notes to the recipes like Larry's favorite or add more vegetables next time, etc. So Peak Recipes app is available free at all the app stores, so please download it. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, you can always delete it. It's absolutely free, but we've had lots of positive feedback on the Peak Recipes app. We'll be right back with Dan Chase, Director of Sales and Marketing of the Winnipeg Goldeyes, after we take this break for your news, sports, and weather. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Larry McIntosh. If you were involved in a school or daycare fundraiser this fall, I hope you register for the Farm to School Manitoba Veggie Fundraiser. And this fundraiser is open to all Manitoba schools and licensed daycares anywhere in Manitoba. Basically, the fundraiser works like this. The students sell bundles of Manitoba-grown vegetables to raise money for their school or daycare. Bundle A has carrots, cooking onions, or red potatoes and sells for $10. And Bundle B has larger packs of carrots, red potatoes, and cooking onions, as well as green cabbage and parsnips, and it sells for $20. Each bundle comes with a reusable bag that is great for grocery shopping. Now, the outstanding thing about this fundraiser is the school or daycares keeps 50% of the selling price. That's a 50% profit, which is great for any fundraiser. Last year, this fundraiser raised over $411,000 for Manitoba schools and daycares. That's what the schools kept, $411,000 for whatever they're raising money for. And this fundraiser runs from September till December, but it's great to register right now because you also get to pick a delivery date for your school or daycare. So delivery dates, especially around Thanksgiving or Christmas, book up quickly. So register now, pick your delivery date, and do the fundraiser in fall. Again, it's open to any schools or daycare anywhere in Manitoba. If you're interested in getting more information on the Farm to School fundraiser or to register your school or daycare, please visit their website at farmtoschool.ca, or we have a link at our website, peakmarket.com. We're back with Dan Chase, Director of Sales and Marketing of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. So baseball season's coming up. When's the home opener?
We are June 2nd this year, which is much later than previous seasons, and we're very excited about that. It's a Tuesday. Ticket sales are going well, but we still have tickets available. It's a 7 o'clock start. Magnet schedule giveaway, post-game fireworks, and it'll be the first chance for Winnipeggers and Manitobans to see this roster play. It looks great on paper, and you never really know how things pan out, but I like the way this team is shaping up.
And last season, you had more wins than ever before in franchise history. Is that correct?
We did indeed, and we were knocked out in the first round of the playoffs. So, like I say, you never know what you're going to get. The year that we won the championship back in 2012, we weren't expected to even make it past the first round, but we beat Fargo and then Wichita to win a championship. So it's about how the team gels and if they're playing their best ball at the right time.
So you have some players that are coming back. You have lots of new players. You got to worry about the gelling thing. You got to worry about what other teams are doing, bringing it together in a very short preseason, if you want to call it that. It's got to be a challenge.
It is indeed, and this whole league is very well developed. Great franchises, excellent field managers. So there's going to be a lot of competition out there, and hopefully it'll be our turn again because another ring would be nice.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Now, one of my favorite players over the years was Ace Walker, and he's not playing anymore, but I understand you're honoring him this year?
Yeah, we sure are. Ace is, as Rick Forney would say, is a better human being than a baseball player, and he's a great baseball player. He's most deserving of having his jersey retired, and we're doing that on June 23rd. So it'll be Ace Walker night. We have a bauble giveaway. And like I said, Ace is most deserving of this, and we're really looking forward to that game. Again, tickets are moving really well for that game, so if you want to come out to Ace Walker night, that's June 23rd.
How long have the Goldeyes been around?
Well, we were here in 1994 at the old Winnipeg Stadium.
Right.
And then we moved to the new ballpark that was built in 1999 for the Pan Am Games. So I think it's maybe 22 years. You and I, whenever we talk, we get into these math questions, Larry.
20-some years?
Something like that. Something like that.
Over that time, how many jerseys have been retired?
Well, this will be the fourth.
Oh, wow.
In our history. Donnie Smith has been retired, Max Poulin,
right,
and Brian Duva. So this will be the fourth jersey in our history.
That's quite an honor.
It really is. And Ace is very humble, and he's very excited about bringing his family up here and his wife. He was recently married a year or so ago, and they're really looking forward to coming back up here.
And what's the name of the league?
The American Association of Professional Baseball.
Wow.
That's a long
That's a long.
We call it the American Association.
American Association. How many teams are in the league?
Well, this year we've added a team from Joplin, so we're up to a 13-team league, but we play with the Can-Am League, and there's a new team in the Can-Am League that's a Canadian team, and that's the Ottawa team, and they are called the Ottawa Champions.
Oh, okay.
First,
Start right off the top, right?
Why not? I mean, if you're going to name yourself something in the first year, call yourself the champions. They're going to be managed by a former manager of ours, Hal Lanier. So
sure.
The Ottawa team is coming into town, and we'll get a chance to see that franchise, as is the Joplin Blasters team coming into Winnipeg this year.
Now, having Canadian teams, does that help because there's a rivalry? Or, I mean, Fargo has always been a rival, right? I mean...
Yeah, I think it's more about the proximity. So we're close to Fargo and St. Paul, so we have sort of our rivalries there. But we have something going with the Quebec franchise out in the Can-Am League, and now that we have Ottawa in there as well, it'll be interesting. It's good to have a variety of baseball clubs coming into the ballpark, so you're not seeing the same team over and over again. It's really great for our league.
So next segment, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to the opener, which we'll save that to next segment, so stay tuned. But it's very exciting when you do a lot of work. You work year-round. I know you well. You work on the sponsorship, and they work on the team, obviously, different parts, different people. But it's all coming up June 2nd, right?
Yeah, that's we do work hard as a team, and we've got a great team there. And there's something about opening day and having a sellout crowd and getting the guys fired up, because a lot of players come to Winnipeg because of the crowds. They hear about how supportive our fans are, and they want to come and play here, and they want to really play in front of big crowds every night. So we're excited to have that home opener on June 2nd and continue on for a great season. We're
talking with Dan Chase from the Winnipeg Goldeyes. I'll be right back after this break. Welcome back. I'm Larry McIntosh. As we said before the break, we have 2 tickets for the home opener, which is probably going to be sold out, against the Sioux Falls Canaries. It's at June 2nd at a 7 o'clock game. If you're interested in putting your name in for a draw for these 2 tickets, just send an email to Larry McIntosh at peakmarket.com. That's Larry McIntosh's MC, peakmarket, P-E-A-K, market.com, and put in the subject line Goldie, because we got to mention Goldie, right? So Goldie. So send it before noon today. So again, it's for the opening game on June 2nd of the Shaw Park here in Winnipeg. 2 tickets to it. Send an email to Larry McIntosh at peakmarket.com before noon today and put Goldie, and we'll do a random draw, and somebody will win tickets. So you're excited about the home opener. We're back with Dan Chase, sorry, from the Winnipeg Goldeyes. You're excited about the home opener.
We're fired up.
But there's lots of things happening. You guys are so great at giveaways, promotion, fireworks, always something happening. What's happening this year?
Well, we've got 9 fireworks games, so we'll start right there, and that's an increase over previous years. We like these theme games. Last year, for example, it was our first opportunity to pay tribute to the Ukrainian community, and we did a Ukrainian theme game, and it was spectacular. And the Ukrainian community just jumped on board and supported the whole thing. We had the Husli Choir sing the anthems, and they were fantastic. And it was just a great, well-rounded game. Well, we got more of those types of games this season, including Bacon Night, Larry. Can you believe it?
Bacon Night.
And the players are wearing bacon jerseys.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're going to take these jerseys after the players are done with them, if we can get them back from them, and we're going to auction those off for our Field of Dreams Foundation. So
Bacon Night.
Bacon Night's going to be a good one. We've got Hockey Night and Country Night and Hometown Heroes, where we pay tribute to our police, fire, and EMS folks. Canada Day, we play at 4 o'clock on Canada Day, and we're giving away a train trip on Via Rail. That's going to be fantastic. I had the opportunity to take that trip all the way to Vancouver, and it was spectacular. I love it. I think I mentioned Hockey Night, but the newest of the new, here it comes, Zombie Night.
Zombie Night.
Yes, folks, it's going to be Zombie Night this year, and we're pretty excited about dressing up a little bit and having zombies walk the bases and see how that all plays out.
So every year, you and your coworkers come up with something new, and there's some old favorites that have happened many years. I know I was at a pajama night. I was at Christmas in July night. There's all sorts of things that have happened over the years. How do you come up with all these ideas?
Well, we have a year-end meeting that is a full day, and we prepare notes and agendas and ideas and concepts prior to that, and then we kick things around all day long, and then we continue to develop and find out if there's a sponsor interest in a particular theme game. Obviously, Manitoba Pork is sponsoring Bacon Night, and
that's logical.
There's a Turkey Night, and Granny's is sponsoring that and whatnot. So if there's a nice fit with the sponsor, we're certainly happy to do that. But really, it's about the fun and making sure that our fans get as much entertainment as possible for their entertainment dollar, and we work hard at making that happen.
What about couch potato night? Never thought of that one? Or
Couch potato night. I wonder
Yeah,
who we
sit
could
and
get
watch a
for a
ball game,
sponsor
thinking.
for that. Potato. Okay, we'll work on that.
Work
one,
on that
Larry,
one?
for sure.
And I think you're kind of known, and maybe the league's known, but you have some really neat giveaways to the fans. Real things worth keeping, if I say that.
You know, and you've been involved in a number of those things in the past, Mr. Potato Head, speaking of potatoes in the past, and tin lunch boxes and whatnot. And again, this year we've got lots of giveaways, including barbecue aprons. We have a beautiful jute tote bag. We've got yo-yos. We've got player cards. We've got a cap giveaway. Really important that the quality of the item is something that you'd want to receive or you'd want to wear or you'd want to take home and cherish. So really important that we put good thought into these giveaways and do as many as we possibly can.
And I think that's important, and I'll just reiterate what you just said. But I mean, you come to a game, you get something you want to keep, you want to put on your desk, you want to put in your rec room, whatever it is. We go to a lot of trade shows, and you get a free pen and stuff. You generally leave it in the hotel room. It's just really a waste of money. Somebody might enjoy it, but their stuff is quality. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah, well, it's really important. This jute tote bag is an absolute beautiful shopping bag. It's terrific, and people will love it. And as you said, what's the use of having another pen to add your collection? You want something unique and something that maybe nobody's done before.
Not that I'm knocking pens if you're giving pens away, by the way.
We like pens. Everybody likes pens, but
you need a pen. I get that.
Yeah.
So you're really about supporting Manitoba. I mean, you're obviously located right downtown Winnipeg, but a lot of the restaurants we talked about earlier, Manitoba, success stories, even your grass is from Manitoba.
You're telling me something new. Where's the grass from?
The sod is from Portage la Prairie. It's growing there. It was put on your field.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I knew that our general manager, Andrew Collier, is from Portage la Prairie, but I did not know
Did he
that.
bring the grass with him?
Well,
I don't think so.
I don't know about that. Well, how about that? That's a fact.
Well, here's a trivia thing for you.
Well, there we go. Don Ferguson, our head groundskeeper, does a fantastic job. To see our grass right now at how great it looks this early in the season is pretty amazing. It looks fantastic. He does a great job. He works very hard.
It must be hard for him when he sees like a concert out on the field, and that's got to be hard on the field at times.
It is, and we do the concerts, and we try to be as careful as possible to protect the grass so that Fergie doesn't lose his mind on these days. But he's really amazing at how he gets this turf to look fantastic, especially with the harsh winters that we have up here.
Yeah, and we're up in the Human Rights Museum Tower looking down on it. And that was before the season, and it looks pretty cool from up there.
You never see a happier man than Don Ferguson on his big lawnmower cutting patterns into the grass, and you can smell the grass coming up. It's something to see, and he just loves it.
So the number one thing you want to tell our listeners is get out and visit the ballpark and get some tickets?
Absolutely. You can buy a ticket for any game right now. All 50 games are available. Easy as pie at Goldeyes.com or Ticketmaster.ca, or come on down to Shaw Park. We've got great staff at our ticket office in the ballpark, and they'll help you pick just the great seats. Or if you're having an event, you can do a patio deck or a sky suite or any of those types of things. Our staff will look after you and make sure that you have just a fantastic event and a great time at the ballpark.
What are the ticket prices? What's the range?
$9 to $20.
Very affordable.
Can't beat that at all.
Best seat in the house, $20.
$20.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That's everything in.
We'll be right back with Dan Chase from the Winnipeg Goldeyes after we take this break. Welcome back to Food and Friends. Please join me next Saturday, May 30th. Can't believe it's already the end of May. When my guest will be Phil Squarey, president of Wicker World Home and Patio. If you haven't been to Wicker World, you got to go check it out. They have a wide assortment of patio furniture, barbecues, great gift ideas. They have a whole second floor I didn't know about until we were there the other day. My guest today has been Dan Chase, Director of Sales and Marketing of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Thank you, Dan, for being on Food and Friends.
Pleasure, Larry. Anytime. Thanks for having me, and we hope to see everybody out on June 2nd. For the Goldeyes home opening.
If they want to get tickets, where do they check out?
Ticketmaster.ca or Goldeyes.com.
And plenty of tickets available for the season. Maybe the home opener is going to sell out, but get your tickets now.
Thank you.
You like that plug?
I did. That was great.
And buy some French fries while you're there. I'll get that in there too.
Okay, lots of them. Get those potatoes.
Thank you, Dan, for being on Food and Friends. All the best for the upcoming season. Go Goldeyes. Take care, and please don't forget to eat your veggies.